speak about the laziness principle. And Dave, I think these words are amazing. Biohacking had to change people's thinking. It couldn't be functional medicine or anti-aging. Laziness principle has to shock someone to say, what? Laziness principle? What do you mean by that?
It's funny. I took a lot of criticism when I said, you can upgrade yourself, you can hack your own biology. Doctors like, how dare you? And then within 2 years, doctors had my books on their in their waiting rooms and they're giving them out to patients because like, God, just do what this guy says and you'll lose the weight that's plaguing you. Right. And I'm really honored by that. I've lectured to thousands of doctors at one time. And I just have to go up there and say, guys, I'm an unlicensed biohacker. And what that means is you can't take my medical license for speaking the truth. Right. And half the doctors will applaud, the other half will flip me off. And I'm okay with that. Just flip me off, translate into a South African, they give you the finger, the bird, whatever the right thing is. The middle finger.
Yeah.
So the laziness principle, though, it was meant to shock people, but it turns out the idea of being lazy, talking about that is about as popular as talking about dying. Because we've been taught since we were little kids, from our parents, from our teachers, from our coaches, if you're lazy, you're a bad person. And we all know that if you're a bad person, you get kicked out of your tribe because that's how mammals are wired, right? So laziness is abhorrent. But the reality is, the flip side of being lazy is that you get stuff done because you didn't want to waste time and energy. So laziness isn't a bad thing. All human progress came from laziness. There's a guy, it's like, man, I really don't like poking a stick in the ground to plant. So I'm going to invent a tractor. And all of a sudden he could do 100 times more work. So he's still working hard, but he has the tools, right? So laziness is just about having the tools to get it done in the least possible time, because the time that you save, you can use that to improve yourself, or you can use it like I do. Even though I've grown a company, Bulletproof, that's done more than $500 million in lifetime revenue and is, become a major consumer brand. There's only 17,000 companies doing that kind of revenue in the US. Like it's become a very big, very like culture changing thing. And I'm eternally grateful for that. While I was doing that, I had dinner with my kids every single night I was home when I wasn't on the road. And I had usually breakfast with them too. Right. And so I think I spent more time with my kids while growing that company than any other CEO I know, because I was lazy. Because it let me have free time so I could put it to things that mattered. And I probably sacrificed some of my health in the early days because I restricted my sleep. I slept 4 hours a night for 18 months, which you can do. It's not ideal, but if you manage your biology, you can do all kinds of stuff. Most people who follow my recommendations need an hour less sleep per night. They just wake up feeling refreshed in less time. It's almost like healthy people need less sleep. Who would have ever thought, right? And that's what the data shows as well. So laziness, though, just comes down to every ounce of energy you have matters. It is precious. In my case, because I had chronic fatigue syndrome, my body only made half as much energy as it was supposed to. So I became a little bit obsessive about that until I got my energy back. But still, it's precious. I'm not going to waste it. I'm going to put it to the very best use for helping humanity, helping the planet, for being a parent, for helping my employees, and just being of service. And if I started doing things that I know make me more tired all the time, and I started applying myself in a way that wasn't efficient, it feels sinful. And it feels like I have something precious, and why would I waste it? And that's why thriving is so important. It's because you have stuff to do when you're here. And it's not like work to do. You have people to affect, even just the people in your community. I don't care if you're a practitioner in the middle of nowhere and you're just helping your local community, or you're an artist creating beauty. It doesn't matter. You have a reason and you affect everyone around you. And if you're doing it in a shitty way because you're tired all the time, when you're tired all the time, you can't manage your emotions, and you yell at your kids, you yell at your spouse, you yell at all the people around you, and you make the world a worse place. So laziness drives efficiency, which drives quality of life everywhere on the planet.